Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to my American adventures here on American Truck Simulator. And today we are going to be trying something a little different. Today I am going to try to learn to drive stick. So, the first thing we need to do, I've already gone through and set up the shifter. That's already done, so I don't have to worry about messing around with these controls. But first thing we need is a job. We ended up, I think, in Odessa, if memory serves. And let's see where we are still yet to discover. So we need Texarkana. We still need to go to Beaumont, Del Rio, San Angelo, Dalhart, Van Horn, and El Paso. So let's see if we can see any of those locations first of all. Let's have a look. Lubbock. I think we went to Lubbock, didn't we? Yes, we have. San Angelo. There's one we haven't been to. Shortish kind of job. We've got one that is Odessa to Odessa. That's a very, very short job. We're not going to go for that one. We've been to Amarillo, haven't we? Yes, we have. Have we been to Tyler? Yes, we have. Okay, so I think we'll take this job and we'll head towards San Angelo and tick another one of these cities off on our crawl around Texas. And let's take a look at the truck we're driving. Oh, okay, so we are right up in there, aren't we? Alright, let's clear off our screen. I'll take a screenshot. There we go. Let's head back into the truck. I do have a GPS on screen. That's good. So we'll bring the mirrors up. Let me see if I can mess around with what's on display on the dash. There we go. And as you can see, I have a full selection of gears to choose from, including reverse. 3 different levels of reverse. But, yeah, probably shouldn't have put it in in gear. That would just stall out the engine. Let's get the engine on. Let's get our dash display on. There we go. And let's get started, shall we? So, get the feeling I'm going to be changing gear a lot. So I have had a very, very small bit of practice just so I could try and figure out how to actually configure the shifter. But generally this is something that I am still learning. Ooh, Christ. Scared the crap out of me. So I am expecting to make some mistakes. I'm going to try and skip a few gears where I can as well. Just for ease of speed control and not constantly having to just rev the engine and work my way through the transmission. Let's set our cruise control. go. And let's see, how far do we have to go? About just under 2.5 hours. That's not too bad. So it'll be a shortish journey, but a journey in which there will be lots of weird moments every time I have to slow down or come to a junction where I'll probably not be braking as well as I should be, because I'll be focusing on the clutch at the same time. I haven't had to use a clutch pedal since the last time I actually drove a car, which was a very, very, very long time ago. So I've kind of got into the habit of, you know, left foot braking with this wheel setup, and I'm having to train myself to just keep my left foot on my clutch and use my right foot to do my braking and accelerating the way, you know, you're supposed to. So that's a little tricky. Take some getting used to again. Why are we so slow doing 30 in a 75 zone? I mean, I get it's a short run to a junction, but it just feels like we are way too slow. That is definitely the wrong gear. I'm going to be selecting the wrong gears at times as well, just going into a gear that's either too high or too low, because I don't have much experience at going through a truck gearbox, you know. So figuring out what is going to be the right kind of gear for the range that I'm in is going to be a challenge. I'm going to have to start making sure I remember to use the parking brake as well. And there we go. I kept repeatedly stalling the engine, and so we never actually made it to the lights before they changed again. Yeah, this might happen a couple of times. This is version 1.55. It's been that for, I think, about a week. Iowa came out a few days ago, and I am seeing some weird little flashing spots appearing, and I'm not sure what's causing them. I don't know if that's something that's changed in the settings, or if it's a problem with one of the mods. I have seen little spots flashing on like the left hand side around the wing mirror from time to time, so I'll keep my eye on that. have got a new mod that we're running as well, as was recommended to me a while back. I don't know if we were running it in the previous episode or not, I can't remember. The realistic driving or realistic driver AI, I think it is, just to supposedly make driving the AI drivers a little bit smarter. Let's see if it actually makes much of a difference. But theoretically it should. We're in a 30 zone, so this is good. About to go up to 45. Stay in 9th. Got a train somewhere. Pretty close, pretty loud. Somewhere behind us. I'm not sure yet, and this experience will change depending on what truck that we're driving and how many gears it has, but not sure what is the best gear to be in at what speeds and what's the best, point in the revs to change to be efficient with fuel and things like that, so and not put too much strain on both engine and gearbox. Looks like I only have a 13-speed gearbox. Yeah, there's no 14th. Set our cruise control at 72, just below the 75 speed limit. So one problem I do have is that I'm using the shifter for the G29. It doesn't have any buttons on it. It's a very nice H-pattern gearbox, but as I say, with no buttons on it, it does mean that when I want to change through the range, then I have to use buttons on the wheel and hope that I'm pressing the right one. Well, this is my turn here. Oof. And I have no idea what gear I'm in, and I've stalled the engine. There we go. 7th is probably too high. one thing I have noticed is sometimes the gears don't seem to actually select properly, and I don't know if that's just a problem with my my setup, or just, you know, the way I've configured my setup. So I've had to clear off the R2 and R3 buttons on the right hand side of my wheel, so that I can use those to switch between the ranges. And it does make things a little awkward, especially when I'm going around a corner and I need to change into a new range, because that button is suddenly no longer where it needs to be in easy access. So there's a fair bit of fun in that. Alright, so let's have a look. Where do they want it, and is it something that I can easily achieve? We are going to try and reverse park. I don't know how well this is going to go. I think it's just... Hang on, let me go... There it is. That's where I need to be. So I think the best thing to do is to go and do a loop around back towards the entrance, and then from there we can then try and back in. I think that's going to be the best way to approach this. So let's get into... let's get into the third. Let's take the trick around the edge. Let's go up to fifth. Back into third. That's where I need to reverse into. There we go, so I can see it now. So let's go into reverse, and I want full lock. Pushing it round. Okay. This is where it starts to get a little bit trickier. Whoops. The ground is so uneven as well, which really doesn't help. Oh, this is tight. I think let's just pull it forward a little bit. Try and get it straightened up a little bit. I'm in sixth. There we go. Hit a cone by the sound of it. Rather a cone than a car, or a concrete block or wooden pillar. Yeah, there you can see the cone that I knocked over. Parking brake on. Lower down the trailer. And there we go. Job done. So that's gained me a little bit more XP. We're now less than about just over 300 XP away from hitting the next rank, rank 9. Cash wise, got 110. No proficiency bonus. New email. New special transports are available from the following areas. So in Texas, that would be Corpus Christi, Del Rio, Fort Stockton, Laredo, Longview, Lubbock, San Angelo, and Wichita Falls. Okay, let's while we're here, let's take a quick look at the used truck market. So we've got 2 pages. We've got some very cheap-ish looking trucks, and then some quite pricey trucks. There's nothing here that screams out must buy while it's cheap. I mean, that International 9900, it's not bad, but that's still a lot of miles, and it's got quite a lot of wear on it, as you can see as well. 30% wear on the engine, 25 on the gearbox, 22 on the chassis, 17 on the cab or the bodywork, and then 21% on the tires. There is a realistic damage or realistic wear mod that's been recommended to me, but I think that might play silly buggers with the economy mod that we've got, so that's why we're not running that at the moment anyway. Maybe at some point in the future. Let's take a quick look, because we're not going to be buying any of these trucks. Let's take a quick look at if there's another short job available. So we are... Where are we? Where did we just end up? Let me check. Let's have a look at my delivery log. We went to San Angelo. We did go to San Angelo. I thought so. We just never tagged the city. So... Oh no, we did. San Angelo, I was looking at San Antonio. There we go. So this is where we are. So do we have a job down to Del Rio? Or do we have one over to Van Horn or El Paso, or maybe even across to Beaumont? Let's have a look. No, there's a few out-of-state ones, and again, we want to try and stay in-state until we have our own truck. Then we'll start to move out of state. But if that's the case, we've got a massive tech part. I don't want a long job, I just want a short one, given that we're doing 2 jobs in this episode. Amarillo's not too bad. Wichita Falls isn't too bad. What about Junction? Junction's a quick one. And then that gets us a little bit closer to Del Rio. So let's take this one then. We are in the FLB. by the look of it. So this is actually quite a good chance for us to see what it's like driving stick in a truck. Oh no, this is a K100E. It's a Kenworth. All right. So, what time is it? 2:32. It's only going to take us 2.5 hours to drive, so shouldn't have to worry about lights. It's not going to show me anywhere on my dash what gear I'm in, so I'm going to leave up the that's a little tight. I think I'm going to leave up possibly. No, let's get rid of it. I was going to say we'll leave it to figure out, what gear we're going to be in. But we'll just do it by sound, I think. So we look clear. Not sure how many gears this truck has, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be on the lower side. Maybe 12 at a push. Might not even have that many. You never know. Why am I stalled out? I'm in neutral. Yeah, there we go. That's weird. Ah, damn you. Thought I could make that. So while we're sat here, yeah, this is a 6-speed. So this is going to be a really easy truck to figure out how to drive. Did I miss my my light window while I was messing around with my gearbox there? Possibly. But this feels like it's a 6-speed. So this is an ideal truck in some ways to drive with a shifter. This guy's going to sneak through in front of me. Oh, and look at this traffic here. What is going on at this junction? Looks like a truck and a car have had a coming together. And that is holding up traffic. We could be here a little while. give it a moment. I don't really want to have to go around on the hard shoulder, but at this point we may have to, because nothing seems to be happening movement-wise in front of us. Yeah, nothing's happening, so let's see if us just moving towards them actually gets any kind of movement going. Doesn't look like it, does it? Yeah, they're all wedged together. So this is a 6-speed. I wonder what the FLB is. I wonder if that's a 6-speed as well. Of course, that's just based on the gearbox that's actually in this truck at the moment. It could well be that there are bigger gearboxes available. Killed the speed a little bit. Not as much as I probably should have done, but enough. We're about to drop to 45 and 35. Hit third gear, and now down to 30. Ignore this little side street here, but we want to turn at this junction. And we got another traffic collision. That truck on the other side of the junction does not appear to be moving. Looks like he might have his hazards on, so we could be stuck here again. So yeah, so much for smarter drivers. Oh, we're rolling. Put the parking brake on. Let's put it in neutral. Let's hope that that clears it up, because there's nowhere we can go at this point. We're kind of boxed in now. Still no movement. It's a shame this truck doesn't want to turn right. So it's an ambulance that's clipped the side of that trailer, and now they're just doing what they always do, and that's just staying there, not moving. And there's nowhere for me to go, because I'm completely wedged. It's not like I can change lanes or try and sneak alongside the shell tanker there. There's just no clearance. So this is a situation, I think, where we may have to see if just clicking through some menus like this does anything to clear the traffic. Don't think it will. No. Alright. Let's see if we can mount the curb. It just isn't space because of that tree. Yep, that's the tree. Right, we are going to have to do something to sort this traffic out. So let's see if we can maybe do a little bit. Well, I don't think it'll let me fast travel while I'm on a job. Must have a truck assigned, but yeah, I don't have my own truck, so I can't fast travel out of this. So unfortunately, because of the way we are wedged, there is nothing we can do. We are going to have to reload. So have a look. Let's load the first autosave. See where it puts me. Right back at this junction, which is where we wanted to be. So, engine on. There we go. Straighten up the wheel. There we go. Having a 6-speed gearbox in this truck is just like driving a car. It's very, very different experience to the trucks I was driving on my quick, practice run, just to try and figure out how the gearbox worked and how to change between ranges. When I was changing between, I drove a 12-speed, I drove an 18-speed. Then I drove another 18-speed in my practice, and then the job we did earlier was a 13-speed, and now we're on a 6-speed. And I'm not in gear. There we go. First gear. Yeah, this truck is so uncomplicated to drive. It's more brownie points for the K100. is 6th gear. I'll set cruise control at 72, I think. Very much feels like a cruising gear. So we have been down here before, because yes, I remember. That's the parking spot that we stopped in that wasn't actually a parking spot. It's up there. We went down below and then had a nightmare trying to get back up the hill again where we pulled away. It wasn't that long ago, actually. We're actually speeding. There we go. Doing 4th gear at the moment. And there's those flashes I was mentioning earlier. We just saw a little bit of purple flashing up then. I'm not sure what's causing that. I don't know if it's one of the mods that's doing that or if it's the update itself. It is quite nice to not have to worry about ranges. But I do miss having some form of digital dashboard display. Just so I can keep an eye on A, what gear I'm in, B, a quick and easy glance at what my speed is, that doesn't get lost among the multiple dials, and C, to know what my cruise control is actually set to. So we need to turn here. Hills are potentially going to be quite interesting. Oh, here we go. This is it. This is our drop-off point. So, where do they want it? Opposite side of the road. No surprise there. Oh, come on, dude. Don't try and overtake me. Right, so I could mess around with reverse gear, but I'm going to see if I can just freewheel it into the parking spot without having to worry about reverse. There we go. Oh, god damn it. Slightly too far forward now. There we go. We'll get there in the end. So, yeah, that's not a bad truck to drive with only 6 gears to worry about. Would like to see what the FLB is like, whether that has multiple gears, you know, multiple ranges or not. But not bad for a learning to drive stick episode, I think. So we will continue to persevere with the manual gearbox. It'll get easier to get better when we have a consistent single trucking experience rather than constantly changing into different trucks with different engine sizes and different gearboxes for every single job. But until then, we're going to have to make do with whatever we get. So let me know how you thought I did. If you've got any hints and tips for driving stick in this game, please do feel free to let me know in the comments. That's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more of my American adventure very soon.